Hello, lovely people. I welcome you once again to Bright and Clara's channel. Thank you all for clicking. This is episode 6 on Project Hope. All right. So I know you've been watching a couple of videos lately, and I'm yet to upload even more greater videos because whilst I was away in Ghana, my goal was to visit all the sites, so I never had time to post videos. And besides, I needed to spend time with the family. I've been working here in Dubai and getting home. Again, I have to be working and working. Sometimes you need to give yourself a break. You understand? It is very, very important. Your health is more important. And so I'll be giving you videos here. For now onwards until next year, God willing, when I go back on vacation. So in your view is a beautiful 3D designed by Jonathan Tete, my architect. And so in this video, primarily we're going to be looking at the perimeter fence wall. Okay, the main focal point in this video is only going to focus or centered on the perimeter fence wall. So when we talk about perimeter fence wall, what is it? It's just a fence wall that is to protect your residence, to avoid outside invasion into your premises. Okay, so that is the main definition of a perimeter fence wall. Okay, putting up a fence wall that will prevent an outside invasion of your premises or invasion of your privacy. Okay, so we put up this perimeter fence wall to the desired level of the client. Okay, so we want to know when is the right time to put up your perimeter fence wall. Some prefer to say that, oh, once I purchase my land, I want to put up my perimeter fence wall. There are so many ideologies, surrounding this conundrum. So I also have my view when it comes to putting up a perimeter fence wall, especially when you've purchased the land, in a prime area or in an area that you are unsure whether the land belongs to the party that is selling it to you. Okay, so that is why I have a different view to it. When you're buying a land from an estate developer, a real estate developer, for me, there's no need to rush in putting up the perimeter fence wall because one, the land is secure. It's within the real estate community. Nobody is coming to claim ownership of the land apart from yourself. And so for that matter, there's no need for you to be in a hurry to put up a perimeter fence wall. Number two, putting up a perimeter fence wall might be the policy of the real estate. The real estate company will tell you that once you purchase a land, it is our policy that you put up a perimeter fence wall, just so that it also to show that, hey, this land has been sold, even though they are aware that they've sold this land. It also to show that this land has been sold to create some form of beauty within the community, so that it doesn't show a lot of just a bare land. They could tell people that, hey, people are buying our land. You could see that they are putting up perimeter fence wall. Number three is to avoid someone from encroaching onto your land. Some masons, for some reasons, before you know, even though they are corner pillars, maybe it's actually falling over, they didn't know, and then bam, they just encroach onto your land by adding a piece of your land to theirs. So it is best that you put up a perimeter fence wall just to secure your plot. Number four, it is for self-gratification, if I put it that way. Putting up your fence wall to protect your materials, to say that, okay, I'm going to buy materials and so forth and place them on the land. And so putting up a perimeter fence wall prevent people from, stealing my materials. So I could go on and on and on. Some of you might even throw some jab at me, probably might have a different ideology, but those are the basic philosophy surrounding you putting up your perimeter fence wall. But the main one is to secure. A lot of people move to securing their land because that has been the norm. When you buy a land, secure it. That's the first thing you do before you start doing anything. So for me, the circumstances vary. It depends on where your land is situated. Then I'll go ahead with it. Now, when you put up your perimeter fence, or sometimes you limit the incoming vehicles, like the big trucks, the borehole truck that comes in to do the borehole drilling. All of this becomes a hazard because they may find it they may find it difficult to go into the land because the perimeter fence will limit them to a certain area only. But when the land is open, they are able to use any other means to come onto the land, and that helps them a lot. So for me, I prefer to put up my foundation, know that my foundation is done. The vehicles are able to come in to pour the laterite and everything. The caterpillar is able to go around the house without limiting himself within the perimeter fence wall, limiting himself or limiting itself to be able to fill in the laterite onto the property. Once those things are done, the foundation is complete. I'm okay to go ahead with my perimeter fence wall. You understand? So that is one aspect why I prefer to do my perimeter fence wall later. So in this project, Project Hope, it's a 3-plot, beautiful. Okay, it's in an L shape. The house is almost about 7,400 square feet. It's a huge house. The house is situated on a 2-plot, and then the 3rd plot is going to serve as green vegetation. Okay, so here we did the foundation, everything is done, laterite filling is done, and so it is okay for me to move on with the perimeter wall, and that is exactly what I'm doing right now. And we're using the backhoe for our perimeter wall. You saw the team doing the demarcation, get the whole line, make sure that the 4 corner pillars are intact, and then the backhoe does the digging. What the manual guy is doing with the pickaxe is to straighten up certain areas that the backhoe is unable to do. The backhoe is faster and is cheaper compared to a manual digging. Okay, so a manual digging is done fine, but yes, you will need some manual laborers to do some dressings here and there. So they are all part of the estimate. And my perimeter fence wall is always different. Now, when you come to me and you ask me for a perimeter fence wall, I will tell you how I do my perimeter fence wall. If you're okay with it, then we move forward. Okay, and I'll give you exactly what we need. We will not give you more than is necessary. No, I don't do my work like that. I always give you estimate within per what we need to complete the work. Okay, so I will use 6 inches. Okay, and the depth of my foundation is 3 feet 6 inches, and that will also determine the cost of it, because if someone is digging 2 feet 6 inches, his charges will be different compared to someone who is digging deeper. So if I am digging 3 feet thereof, I'm going to write a different amount compared to someone who is just digging 2 feet. His estimate will be different. I'm using 6 inches. Someone else is also using 5 inches. So price-wise, my block cost will be greater than someone who is using 5 inches. So that is it. And then cement. All my project, I use 42.5R. But some people use 32.5 hour. But you will not know. But because they want you to give them the perimeter fence wall, they quote you cheaper prices. But I will quote you 42.5 hour. And I am not bothered if you give me the work or not. I am building a quality work. So I am not moved by, oh, you have to reduce it so that we'll give you the contract. I'm doing it the best way that I can. And at the end of the day, if you decide to give it to someone that can do it cheaper, please go ahead. I am okay. So I use 6 inches. So price-wise is different. Sand, sometimes the vehicles, they have to go certain distances because it's very far. I'm looking for good soil, so the prices varies. Okay, sometimes in my concrete casting, I use quarry dust. Quarry dust is around 4,000 plus. So if I quote a quarry dust and someone is quoting 2,000, 2,500 Ghana cedis for a sand, there's a big difference. Okay, and then we'll come to labor. Labor varies based on your experience and your expertise. So you cannot compare apple to banana. It's not going to be the same. Okay, it's not going to be the same. And then our DPM, we lay the DPM, we add waterproof. Okay, we don't do bitumen painting for now. Before I used to do it, but then I stopped until we are getting to the final stage of the project. That is when I apply the bitumen. So, and then I do my reinforcement, iron rods. Some people will not do iron rods. They will do the block pillars. And now I'm doing reinforcement. So we will never be the same. And as you can see on your screen, these are my iron rods for my perimeter fence wall. Some people prepare estimate without iron rods because they're not going to do iron rods. So that's the difference. And then they don't have to do carpentry work, but I'm going to do carpentry work. You can see the fence wall behind the iron rods. You can see the difference. Quality work. You understand? So how are you going to compare pineapple to oranges? It's not the same. It has to be fair. It has to be apple to apple, banana to banana. You understand? I know you've enjoyed the video. I'll be coming your way with the next episode on the continuation of the perimeter fence wall, and I'll give you all the details that you need to be able to understand the reasons behind how we prepare estimate. My name is Mr. Bright. From me to you, shalom. God bless you. Peace. I'm out.